It's estimated that 8 million people will be impacted by the housing crisis, according to the National Housing Federation. I'm currently in Tudeley in the southeast of England to investigate the 2024 pre-release booklet from AQA on England's housing challenge. Welcome to the 2024 pre-release booklet from AQA on England's housing challenge. Now this will be used for paper 3 on Friday the 14th of June 2024 in the morning session. Be sure to check out my paper 3 video and other exam videos specifically for the 2024 series, as well as all my exam resources that are linked in the description or on my website.
The pre-release booklet has 3 figures that are spread over 6 pages. A blank version of this document will be given to you in the actual exam room to accompany the exam paper. You will then be able to refer to the document when you're answering questions on this issue. I have produced a lesson presentation and a mock exam paper to accompany this year's pre-release, so check out my website or the link in the description for more information. When going through the pre-release, I suggest you make notes, highlight information, or use some post-it notes. You can use the timestamps in the description to skip ahead to each figure. You need to study this document before heading into the exam for these main reasons. You need to understand the main key points, key information and data or graphs included. Knowing the location of the information will save you time in the exam, and you can start to form your own opinion and be able to identify the positives and negatives for the issue. When approaching paper 3, you also need to demonstrate your understanding of fieldwork principles through generic fieldwork and personal fieldwork questions. Make sure you also watch my paper 3 breakdown video to review everything you need to know heading into that final geography exam.
Figure 1 provides a broad overview of the inequality of housing provision across England. It then continues to highlight the debate between brownfield and greenfield site development, as well as the growing challenge of urban sprawl.
The National Housing Federation estimates that overall demand for new and improved homes is approximately 340,000 per year. The government has aimed to build 300,000 homes per year, and the most recent figures estimate that only 170,000 new homes were built in 2022. Data from 2008 to 2019 show an overall increase in the new housing supply, and projections of the growth of households is set to increase from 23 million in 2018 to 26 million by 2040. A report from the National Housing Federation suggested that 8 million people in England are currently living in unaffordable or unsuitable housing. This has resulted in an increase of homelessness and overcrowding, as well as people living in accommodation which lacks basic facilities. Low wages and high costs of housing have created a challenging situation across the country. The data demonstrates the inequality of government spending on housing and community amenities across England, with London having the highest spend of £203 per head and South West England with £77 per head. There are also massive differences across the country regarding house prices and income. With some analysis, London sees income at a 15 times increase to the average house price, compared to the North East, which sees a 7 times increase. The supply of affordable housing has overall seen a slight decline from 2008 to 2020, with the National Housing Federation suggesting that 145,000 affordable homes need to be built. There is an ongoing debate about the development of brownfield sites compared to greenfield sites. Brownfield sites that have previously been developed benefit by already being in urban areas and having road networks and infrastructure already connected. One of the challenges of building on brownfield sites, it is usually quite expensive to upgrade. Greenfield sites are favoured by housing developers due to the land being cheaper, having more space, and providing an attractive location for buyers. A report from the CPRE has found that there is space for 1.3 million homes on brownfield land, but housing developers tend to prefer greenfield sites. Carrington Moss in Manchester has seen a council proposal for 5,000 new homes, warehouses and roads to be built on peatland, woods and agricultural land, despite there being sufficient brownfield sites nearby. The CPRE and the Mayor of West Midlands both agree that there is no excuse to destroy countryside when there is brownfield land available. Urban sprawl is the uncontrolled expansion of urban areas into the surrounding countryside. It is estimated that each year 4,000 hectares of countryside is built on. The document states that although rural areas need protecting, there is not enough brownfield land to satisfy housing demand, so there will be a need for the sensitive development of the rural-urban fringe. Here are some possible questions that could accompany Figure 1. The final question asks you to discuss the possible solutions to the housing crisis, as well as detailing the development of brownfield and greenfield sites. Don't forget you will have Figure 1 in front of you when answering the issue evaluation section on Paper 3.
Figure 2 then focuses on the Tudeley Village Development Project. You need to be familiar with the key features of this project, as well as the proximity to the surrounding countryside.
Tudeley is a small rural village in the southeast of England in Kent, just east of Tonbridge. Its current features include All Saints Church, Goldsmith Hall with the south-east main line running through the settlement. The B2017 runs through the village from Tonbridge. Hadlow Solar Farm is located to the east, with the Highweld AONB located to the south. The Tudeley Village Development Project is proposed as a garden settlement, which is a planned residential community characterised by spacious green areas, parks and landscaping. It is planned to be a self-contained settlement with districts of neighbourhoods which will be connected by foot and cycle paths. This will enable a more sustainable and walkable village. The specific features of the settlement will include plans for 2,800 mixed design houses, integrated leisure and business opportunities, open spaces and sporting facilities, schools, healthcare facilities and a new village hall. A proposed new railway station is also central to these plans to improve connection to London and the surrounding towns. The High Weald is an area of ancient countryside that was designated as an area of outstanding beauty in 1980. This area to the south of Tudeley has over 10,000 hectares of protected land and hosts a variety of recreation and leisure activities. Here are a variety of possible questions for Figure 2. Questions will aim to assess your understanding of the key features of the project and your ability to apply these features to the OS map extract. You will probably need to demonstrate understanding of grid references, using scale, using a compass rose for direction, and measuring distances.
Figure 3 explores the main principle of the development, which is sustainability, as well as then examining the main arguments against the proposal.
Tudeley is designed to be a pedestrian-friendly, walkable community. The transport strategy aims to incorporate sustainable bus routes, electric vehicle charging, cycle routes and a newly built railway station. The proposal integrates the following features into the design and considers a mixed use of the land to include commercial and community buildings, consideration of the water and electrical infrastructure, as well as leisure facilities such as a new cricket club. The next couple of figures consider the different perspectives on the project. Some of the supporting arguments include an increase to local shops and services, increased employment opportunities, building of new community facilities such as primary and secondary schools and a healthcare centre, as well as the low energy vision for the development. Local objections include a concern for increased urbanisation and urban sprawl into the rural landscape, loss of ancient woodland, the possibility of the area becoming a commuter settlement to people working in London, increases to traffic and parking issues, and the lengthy time required to complete the project. Figure 3 finishes with a section on what defines a sustainable settlement. It's important to consider the social, economic and environmental aspects of sustainable developments. Reflection on how it will benefit the local community, how it will benefit local businesses and councils, as well as having positive impacts on the environmental landscape is vital. The affordability of housing, how the facilities will support the local community, how they're going to protect the environment, and how this development will support employment are just some of the key considerations.
To conclude the resource, this leads to the question, are you for or against the Tudeley Village development project? Do you agree that the need to increase the housing provision is required to solve regional housing problems and create a sustainable housing development? Or do you disagree and support the view that this development will create a larger area of urban sprawl, contribute to additional traffic congestion, and result in an unsustainable urban environment?
You need to develop your own opinion on this issue and be prepared to write at length on the reasons for and against the proposal. Here are 3 possible questions that I believe will come up in the exam on Figure 3. Take a screenshot of the questions and complete it in your own time. Write your answer with a partner or group and ask your teacher to take a look at your responses.
So that summarises the 2024 pre-release booklet on England's housing challenge. Be sure to check out my other exam videos, resources and mock exam papers on my website or in the description below. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel.